Hey guys, Alex here. So you might be wondering, how do you hack your degree? How do you graduate college fast? I've gone over almost 200 videos of how to do this. And one of the sites I always recommend is study.com. So at study.com, they have the largest ACE credit list, the largest ACE credit course list that there is, more than any other platform. So you'll have to take a lot of courses there because they're not on any other platform. Computer architecture, discrete math, pathophysiology for the nursing program. So I highly recommend taking Patho on study.com, and so does everybody else. They will all recommend taking it on study.com because that class is a bit of a nightmare on WGU. Those are just a few courses. There's data structures. There's so many study.com exclusives that only they have on their ACE credit platform. That would be a lot easier than the WGU counterpart and save you a lot of time and save you a lot of stress. Also, even if there is other websites too, like study.com is a great platform, and they have a $95 a month plan now, which I will show you guys how to sign up for, and they have their $235 plan. So the difference between those plans, in the $95 plan, I will put the list of courses in the description. There's a lot of courses you can do in that $95 plan, and you can do those courses, and then you could either switch to the $235 plan, or what I like to do is start with the $235 plan first, so you get a full 10% discount on the $235 plan. You might as well apply the 10% discount to the higher plan and save a little more money, if that makes sense to you guys. And then when you do the courses in that plan, switch to the $95 plan to finish your courses. So I know a lot of people that have done that. So I would highly recommend to do that. I will show you guys once again how to sign up in a second. Here we'll get into a screen recording. You have probably seen a ton of videos on study.com and other ACE credit platforms and WGU. You see all these people graduating their WGU degrees in like a year. Now, a lot of people do take like 3 years to graduate their WGU degrees, but that's because they started with 0 credits. So if you start with 0 credits, it could take you 2.5, 3 years to finish a WGU degree, which is still terrific because 3 years compared to 4 years is still a pretty big difference. But the way these people graduate fast, which I've explained on my channel for 1.5 years now, almost getting to 2 years, the way you finish fast is you transfer in a bunch of credits. Now, if you have community college credits, that's great. But if you don't, the big cheat code here is transferring in ACE credit courses recommended for college credit by the American Council of Education. And on study.com, they have a huge list of ACE credit courses that you can transfer into partner schools like WGU. And on any of these platforms, you can check out their partner schools. You just type in a Google search, study.com partner school list, and that will pop up, and you can easily go over their list. So WGU is obviously the most popular one by quite a landslide. You have other popular ones like TESU and SNHU and Grand Canyon University and other popular like hackable schools. But WGU is definitely the most popular one, and probably of all the enrollments I send to schools, WGU is like by far the one that most people decide to enroll in. I would probably say like over 90%. So WGU is a widely popular school for this type of thing, for this type of niche of finishing school fast. So if you want to finish fast and affordable, this is the method. You'd basically go on this platform, and this is like an update video from my study.com video 1.5 years ago, where I said you can get 90 credits in 6 months. Now I think it's even faster. You can get 90 credits like 4 to 6 months if you really hustle, because there is no more proctored exams on study.com. There's a little more assignments, which can slow you down a little bit, but overall, there's no more proctored exams. So that means less study time, obviously. Now, the study time has kind of been replaced with some assignments and waiting for grades and things like that. But I still think it's a little faster than it was before. Not a lot faster, but it's a little faster than it was previously, like a year ago. So if you wanted to get those credits, technically, like even 3 months is possible to get 90 credits. I think that'd be kind of pushing it, unless like you're not working, you got no kids, and you're just like doing like classes all day. And some people do that. I did that during COVID. Like if you're just working on school all day, like 10, 11 hours, yeah, you can get these 90 ACE college credits in 3 months probably. You just hustle. So it's all time investment. Now, if you only got 3 hours to invest a day, that's fine. You can still get these done in probably 7 months, I would assume. Getting 90 credits in 7 months would be great. So and then you transfer them into WGU, etc. Now, a lot of the times you're not going to want the full 90 credits because each program is different. A lot of the programs at WGU don't accept the full 90 credits, so you might just be doing 60 credits. Therefore, you can get these done in 2 or 3 months, possibly, okay? I can't guarantee any outcomes, but it is possible. So overall, it's a big, giant cheat code. Study.com is a great platform, and I would highly recommend you guys sign up there. And before we get done with this video, I'm going to show you, go to majormash.com, and you can see all the transfer spreadsheets I have, and it will show you which courses you need to take to transfer in. And once again, these courses are fast. If you got 5-6 hours a day, some of these courses are 3 days. Now, if you're doing only 1 hour a day, you might be looking at 7 to 12 days a course, But overall, these are fast courses, much faster than traditional university. Now, granted, WGU courses are also blazing fast, but if you start out with 0 credits transferred into WGU, even though the credits are blazing fast, even though the courses are blazing fast there too, like 2 to 4 day courses, you still risk not finishing in 1 or 2 terms because you have so many courses. So why not get a head start with these platforms like study.com? So now we're going to go to study.com, and today's just going to be a simple screen recording of me showing you how to sign up for their $95 plan. So let's do that right now. So guys, I can't exactly show you how to sign up for the $95 plan, but basically you would click sign up, and then you would type in your email, etc., etc. Then when you get to a course, it's going to ask you what courses you want to take at study.com. Type in one course and type in a random like general education course. You don't have to take that course, but type in some random course, and then the $95 plan will populate. Okay. If you type in only courses in the $95 plan, which I'll put in the description, you type that in, and then it will populate the $95 plan on the checkout page, which will be $85 with my 10% off in my description. So that'll be at $85. Once again, I recommend the $235 plan first so you can get a larger 10% discount. But overall, that is how you get the $95 plan. Now, why is it not on the front page or the pricing or anything like that? So they did add a $95 per month little thing right here on the right. So it says from $95 per month. Now, when it comes to the sign up process and getting the $95 plan to populate more easily, I think that is coming in the future. Once again, this is still very early on. I think they're still implementing everything. I think they're still trying to make everything work because they went to a whole new like engine. They went to like a whole new engineering thing for the $95 plan. It wasn't just like an additional pricing thing. It was like a whole new actual like system basically. So I think they're still implementing that. They're still, getting that all done and situated. So overall, I think it'll be a more streamlined process in the future. But yeah, so if you guys want to do the $95 plan, I'll list the courses in the description. And the differences between the 95 and 235 plan are, in the 235 plan, I think in both plans, but especially the 235 plan, you can do unlimited courses per month in the 235 plan. Also, you can do 3 courses at the same time in the 235 plan. And in the 95 plan, you can only do 2 courses at the same time. So being able to do that extra course, it prevents you being bored. It also, like if you're waiting for grades, like you don't have to just wait around. It's the same thing with WGU, right? Like I love when I'm able to enroll in 3 courses at a time. Not every mentor will let you, but like if you get stuck on an assignment, you just go to the next course. Or if you're waiting for a grade, you just work on the next course. So being able to work on 3 at the same time is pretty amazing. Like I think 3 to 4 would be the max. Like you would never want to work on like 5 at the same time. But overall, it's a great feature. I think the 235 plan also has some AI features you can use. Like you can ask AI that is like tailored per every course, and you can ask them for tips on every course, which is like, it's programmed to be part of that course specifically. So there's some pretty good perks in the 235 plan that will really help you graduate faster and get this done faster. So honestly, like since the 235 plan gets you like done faster with all the tips, like the AI stuff, and it gets you finished faster with enrolling in 3 courses at a time, you might like almost, it would come out to almost even in my opinion, because you'd probably finish like a month faster. So overall, like it's not too much of a difference pricing wise because the 235 plan does help you more. So you would also need the 235 plan for the exclusive courses that are not offered on any other platform, like computer architecture and discrete math. Like all the courses you would go to study.com for anyways, like those would be in the 235 plan, pathophysiology, etc. So we can click partner schools and check that out. They have a pretty large partner school list. I try to look at this monthly to see if there's any updates. There's lots of schools I love in here. I'll give a shout out to WGU and Thomas Edison, SNHU, University of Maryland Global Campus, Liberty, Grand Canyon. I need to start talking about Purdue Global. I've actually never made a video on them, and they're a pretty good school. And you get a 20% off discount right now, too, if you use study.com. So I like Purdue Global enough. I've never made a video on them, but I actually do like the school. Arizona Global Campus, I've made a video on them in the past. Same thing with CSU Global. I've made a video on them in the past, their computer science degree and I think their cyber degree. So Charter Oak State College is a really good school. There's lots of really great universities on here that they partner with. Oh, University of the People. So amazing school. They're really on the come up. So this says tuition free. That is not study.com's advertisement. That is not my advertisement. That is how University of the People advertises their school. So study.com is just kind of like taking University of the People's own advertisement and like putting it on here because that's the way they do advertise. I always say tuition free with University of the People because it is $160 per course for a fee. So technically they can advertise tuition free because the fee is not technically for the course. It's like a bunch of other stuff it's for, but it is per course. But it's not really tuition free, but it's still super cheap. You can get a whole bachelor's degree for $2,500 to $4,000 if you transfer in ACE credits. It's cheaper than WGU. It's cheaper than everything, although they are still building their reputation. University of Massachusetts Global Campus is another great one. Let's see. What do we got here? I've never heard of Bottega University. I'll have to research this one. I've never heard of this school. That's a new one. Yeah, there's some schools I've actually never heard of. But overall, a really good list of schools. A lot of schools you can pick from. But most people do pick WGU. I want to say 85 to 90% of you choose WGU. A lot of you choose Thomas Edison. A lot of you choose SNHU. A lot of you choose University of Maryland Global Campus. I would say that's the top 4 I see people sign up with when they do ACE credits. Overall, great list. And you can go to the course page, right? Computer science. It looks like they redid this too. This looks really nice. Computer science and computer architecture, which is their most popular course because you can only take it on here. And the one on WGU is hard. So I personally took the WGU computer architecture course, and it was hard. I barely passed that class, and that class took me 3 weeks. When a WGU class for me, a PA only takes me 4 days usually, and an OA only takes me 8 days usually. But computer architecture took me 3 weeks on WGU. It was quite a beefy, difficult course. So on study.com, it would definitely be a lot easier. Still challenging. This is one of the hardest courses on study.com, but it's still easier than the WGU version for sure. So I always recommend get the hard courses out of the way. Some people don't like when I say that. They're like, oh, you're just avoiding the challenge, blah, blah. Well, just ensure you graduate, okay? The point is to graduate and get that paper and get a job, all right? Most of your learning is on the job. I don't care what anyone says. 90% of your learning is on the job, not at school, okay? If you get a new grad position, they're going to train you, and that's all there is to it, okay? This just gets you through the door. So get that degree. Ensure you get it. So take the tough courses on study.com. Instead of WGU, instead of the other schools, take computer architecture, take discrete math. Any courses you think you might not succeed at the university, take them on ACE credit platforms. Now, they are still challenging on ACE credit platforms, okay? They are equivalent to a community college course. All these ACE credit courses are equivalent to a community college difficulty. But a community college difficulty is still worth college credit, and it still counts towards your degree, right? But a community college class is easier than a 4-year university class, right? So why not take the community college version and get credit for it instead of taking the 4-year version, right? Make your life easier. Make your life work smarter, not harder, right? People in their 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, before they burn out, right? Because you're going to reach burnout at some point. So people in their early mid 20s, they want to work super, super, super hard. And then eventually they realize when they're like mid 20s, late 20s, oh, I'm getting paid the same, or, like I can work smarter, not harder. Why work harder when the pay is going to be the same or the result's going to be the same? Okay, you want to work smarter, not harder. Don't burn yourself out. Okay. So that's my advice to you. Once again, go get your degree. Go to majormash.com. You can also use the study.com discount in the link. Go get your degree, get it fast, graduate within the next 18 months for less than $10,000. You can do it. Absolutely 100%. This is Alex. I wish you guys the best week possible. Signing out.